After an already promising rookie campaign, Evan Mobley has continued to take huge leaps in his sophomore season, not only contributing to a contender, but showing how the sky really is the limit for him. On paper, Evan Mobley and the Cavs' Twin Towers shouldn't be as good as they are. Despite not being all that great or consistent of a shooter, Mobley and the Cavs still pack a potent offensive punch, and from day one of his NBA career, Evan Mobley has shown that his defensive prowess and talent were there. The lanky 7-foot power forward isn't all that physically big or strong, but Mobley's feel for the game, combined with his 7'4" wingspan, make him one of the most exciting young players in the NBA. It seems like most people's problem with Evan Mobley has been his offense, and how he hasn't taken the leap they were expecting him to. I personally think that it's pretty ludicrous to say that Mobley hasn't taken a leap this year. Even though on paper the numbers may not jump out compared to last season, Mobley has taken a leap in his scoring, and the advanced stats and eye tests prove that. Although Mobley has struggled to find much consistency shooting the outside shot this season, the improvement to his inside scoring game is more than made up for. Last season, 64% of Mobley's shots were less than 10 feet from the basket, attempting nearly 8 of those shots a game while shooting 60%. This season, Mobley has increased that frequency to 71% of his shots, shooting 8.5 of them a game while pumping his efficiency up to 64%. As the season has gone on, Mobley has become more aggressive, putting the ball on the floor and attacking the rim. Mobley's agility helps him blow by defenders, and his lengthy 7'4" wingspan helps him finish some tough shots in the paint. Look at how easily Mobley is able to get a step on his defender before finishing over or around them. Mobley has adjusted easily to the new addition of Donovan Mitchell and has played off him and Darius Garland perfectly. Mobley has gained about one more possession and shot in the pick and roll this year, but his efficiency has taken a ridiculous jump. Last year, he only shot 47.5% on pick and roll attempts, and the Cavs only scored on 46% of these shots, ranking Mobley in the 22nd percentile. This season, Mobley's shooting is up to 59% on these pick and roll attempts, and the Cavs score on 55.5% of these Mobley possessions. This ranks Mobley just outside of the 50th percentile. Pretty huge leap from last year, and one this Cavs team definitely needed him to take. The last point I want to make about Evan Mobley's offense is his connection with Jarrett Allen. While there are stats to back this up, this is definitely more of an eye test thing than any of my other points. Allen and Mobley just have an incredible feel for where one another is on the court, and it feels like they can perfectly find each other when they need to. Although the stats show that the Cavs don't go to it often, Mobley and Allen's high to low post game is pretty crazy, and the stats actually show that the Cavs might want to go to it more. On the season, Mobley and Allen both only average about a pass and a half a game, equating to roughly half an assist to each other each game and less than a field goal a game. But in wins, all of these numbers increase, and although the numbers don't increase enough to say correlation equals causation, combined with the eye test, you can see how Mobley and Allen's feel for each other makes them a high to low post nightmare. Another one of the more underrated parts of Evan Mobley's game has been his rebounding. While people certainly don't dismiss Mobley's rebounding ability, I think it hasn't been noted how quickly he's become an elite rebounder. Despite spending a majority of his minutes at the power forward position, Mobley is still hauling in nearly 9 rebounds a game this year, which is even more impressive when you factor in that he plays next to Jarrett Allen, one of the best rebounders in the league. And the Cavs also have the slowest pace in the league. The only players who play a majority of their minutes at power forward and rebound better than Mobley are Bobby Portis, Giannis, and Julius Randle, all multi-year players who are recognized as some of the better rebounders in the NBA. And Mobley is right in that tier. Mobley is a master of positioning and readjusting in the post, combining that with his long frame to secure a lot of tough rebounds. Despite being a player who isn't very big, he's still able to fight with bigger players for important rebounds by using that length and agility I mentioned. In this play here, look how despite the 25-pound weight difference, Mobley is able to secure the defensive rebound over Mitchell Robinson with a strong box out. Mobley has a strong awareness of his surroundings too, and routinely battles much bigger opponents for rebounds. Mobley's activity helps him secure a lot of important rebounds when other players get caught ball watching or are in the right position. Look how Mobley recognizes that Turner's out on Okoro and slides into the paint while every pacer and Mathurin is ball watching to steal an offensive rebound that creates the Darius Garland 3 to seal the game. Despite the fact that Evan Mobley only ranks 24th in rebounds per game right now, it's his tenacity and general effort that he shows that has convinced me that Mobley is going to be one of the best rebounders in the NBA, if he isn't already. He knows where to be at the right time, and in his sophomore season he's already come over a lot of nasty habits like ball watching that many players much older than him still struggle with. He has all the fundamentals and game knowledge to be one of the best rebounders in the league. Undoubtedly, Mobley's best and most refined skill has been his defense though. Since he's entered the league, Evan Mobley has been one of the best defenders in the NBA. He almost always stays disciplined and calm, which allows him to make the right on-the-fly adjustments. The Cavs have built an effective modern twin towers on offense and defense, as Mobley and Allen's switchability and paint defense allows them to rotate in and out of the paint, rotating out to perimeter players while never leaving the paint exposed. This twin tower setup with Mobley and Allen has led the Cavs to the 3rd best defensive rating in the league. They hold teams to 109.6 points per 100 possessions, and Mobley is a key part of that defense. Despite the fact that some variance this season has impacted Mobley's defensive stats, As expertly pointed out in Thinking Basketball's video on Evan Mobley, his on-off defensive stats are still quite impressive. The Cavs' defensive rating with Mobley on the court versus off of it is a 4.5 point difference. And although variance has construed his Raptor rating and on-off 3-point percentage, Mobley is in the near top 70 percentile for offensive rebounds allowed and free throw rate when he is on versus off the court, which is more evidence of what I was saying. Mobley's discipline and game knowledge allow him to avoid costly mistakes that players much older than him still fall into. And even when you look past the advanced stats, Evan Mobley more than passes the eye test. He has an incredible feel for the pick and roll, as well as to when to commit to helping. He's able to make adjustments on the fly, and his ability to finish plays and recover defensively has also helped the Cavs be such a dominant defense. Look at this play versus the Knicks. Mobley sees Brunson blow past LeVert and Stevens and matches him all the way to the basket before glassing his shot. Or here versus Denver. The second Jamal Murray clears the dribble handoff, Mobley is already looking to help, and then once in the air, he's able to adjust to block Murray's shot still. He seemingly knows always right where to be and is able to punish some of the best offensive players in the league and make it look like child's play. Look at last night's game. During one of the most important moments of the game, Mobley makes the right play to lead to a huge Garland three-pointer. His instincts are already that of a multi-year vet and a future defensive player of the year. Like I said, all these factors I mentioned make Evan Mobley not only a solid contributor to a contender now, but someone who has the potential to be a future defensive player of the year and star in this league. His understanding of the game is that of a multi-year vet, and the way he operates on the defensive end is unlike any player his age can. Although Mobley has still struggled to find a consistent jump shot, he is 21 and still has a lot of room to grow. And his strength on the offensive end more than makes up for it. His ability to put the ball on the floor and use his lengthy frame to finish around defenders, combined with his improved pick and roll game in connection with Jaren Allen, means Mobley will always be a threat on the offensive end. I know Kendrick Perkins has since somewhat retracted his statements where he was critical of Evan Mobley earlier this season and mentioned how Mobley has now taken that leap since his averages went up. But I think just watching the box score is really arrogant, and this is an example of how it doesn't tell the whole story. Evan Mobley's been playing good since the beginning of the season, and just because his limited role with the Cavs doesn't mean he can go out and drop 18 and 10 a night, doesn't also mean he still isn't one of the most impactful players in the NBA. In year 2, Mobley has already taken a bigger leap than I was expecting, and I'm more than confident that he's going to get better as time goes on. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and let me know if you like this new style in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.